In the middle of Milan, Italy, sits a special place, the Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni. This house museum, where Alessandro Manzoni once lived, takes you on a cool trip through the life and writings of this important person. As you step inside, you are immediately transported back in time. Manzoni was a super important Italian writer, famous for his book The Betrothed, which is considered a cornerstone of Italian literature. This book, a really important Italian story, has influenced countless readers and writers over the years. The museum is kept just like it was when he lived there, so it feels like he might walk in any minute. The rooms are filled with period furniture, giving you a glimpse into his daily life. Walking through his rooms, you can almost imagine him there, working on his next book. His writing desk, still covered with papers and books, seems to wait for his return. The house is full of his stuff, books and papers, showing you his world. Each item tells a story, offering a deeper understanding of his life and work. The Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni isn't just a museum, it's a special place for people who love books. It's a haven for literary enthusiasts and history buffs alike. It's where you can feel close to one of Italy's most famous writers. Guided tours provide fascinating insights into his life, making the experience even more enriching. Even if you don't know Manzoni's work, this museum is a must-see. It offers a unique glimpse into the past and a chance to connect with the literary heritage of Italy. The Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni is a beautifully kept example of how buildings looked in Milan in the 1800s. This historic house, nestled in the heart of Milan, offers a unique glimpse into the architectural styles and living conditions of that era. The museum is not just a building, it's a time capsule that transports visitors back to a different century. The building itself is even older, from the 1500s, showcasing the rich history and evolution of Milanese architecture. Over the centuries, it has witnessed numerous changes and adaptations, each layer adding to its historical significance. But it was fixed up in the 1800s in a fancy style called neoclassical. This style, characterized by its grandeur and elegance, was popular during Manzoni's time and reflects the cultural and artistic trends of the period. The museum looks just like it did when Manzoni lived there, from the furniture to the decorations. Every room is meticulously preserved, offering an authentic experience of 19th century life. The attention to detail is remarkable, making it feel as though Manzoni himself might walk in at any moment. The house has lots of nice rooms, each one special. Each room tells a story, from the grand living areas to the more intimate personal spaces. Visitors can explore the various rooms and imagine the daily life of one of Italy's most famous writers. The library, where Manzoni wrote for hours and hours, is amazing. This room is a treasure trove of knowledge, filled with books that inspired Manzoni's works. The ambience of the library, with its old wooden shelves and vintage books, is truly captivating. It's packed with books, showing how much he loved to read. The extensive collection reflects Manzoni's intellectual curiosity and his passion for literature. Each book is a window into the mind of a literary genius. The museum also has a pretty garden, a peaceful spot in busy Milan. This serene garden offers a quiet retreat from the hustle and bustle of the city, providing a perfect place for reflection and inspiration, much like it did for Manzoni. The people who take care of the Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni do a great job. Their dedication ensures that the museum remains a pristine example of historical preservation. They work tirelessly to maintain the house's authenticity and charm. They work hard to make sure the house stays true to how it looked in Manzoni's time. This involves meticulous attention to detail, from the restoration of furniture to the upkeep of the building's structure. Their efforts allow visitors to step back in time and experience history firsthand. This lets visitors experience what Milan was like in the 1800s and understand Manzoni's life and work better. By preserving this historic site, the museum offers a valuable educational resource, helping people connect with the past and appreciate the cultural heritage of Milan. Born in 1785, Alessandro Manzoni became a super-famous writer in Italy during the 1800s. His life and writing were all about the exciting time when Italy became one country, a time of big changes. Manzoni's stories showed these exciting times, talking about love, believing in things, and fairness. Manzoni had a good life growing up, but he cared about people who weren't as lucky. He saw how unfairly Italians were treated when Austria ruled Italy. He wrote about these things, especially in his most famous book, The Betrothed. Manzoni wrote lots of other things too. Plays, poems and articles all about people and how the world works. He was great with words, and his clear writing changed how Italians write today. Now, Manzoni is considered one of the most important Italian writers, and people all over the world still read his books. The Betrothed, I Promessi Sposi, printed in 1827, is Manzoni's most famous book and a super important Italian story. It takes place in the 1600s in Lombardy during a terrible sickness called the plague. The book tells the story of Renzo and Lucia, two young people in love who can't get married because of a mean man named Don Rodrigo. The story is a big adventure about love, faith and fairness. Manzoni shows how regular people lived during a hard time in history. He shows how love and faith can help people through tough times, and he shows how unfair things were for poor people. The Betrothed isn't just a love story, it's about what it means to be human. Manzoni's characters face big questions about luck, choices, and good versus evil. People still love this book because it talks about things that are always important, no matter what time or place. Section 5, The Romantic Spirit, Influences and Connections. Alessandro Manzoni wrote during a time called the Romantic Movement in Europe, and his writing shows what that was all about. This period, spanning the late 18th to mid-19th century, was characterized by a deep appreciation for emotion, individualism and the sublime beauty of nature. Manzoni's works are a testament to these ideals, reflecting the core principles of Romanticism. Romanticism was about feelings, being yourself and loving nature. It was a reaction against the Industrial Revolution and the scientific rationalization of nature. The Romantics believed in the power of the human spirit and the beauty of the natural world. They sought to capture the awe-inspiring and sometimes terrifying aspects of nature, emphasizing its untamed and unpredictable qualities. You can see these things in Manzoni's work, especially in how he writes about love, nature, and what his characters are thinking. His characters often grapple with intense emotions and moral dilemmas, reflecting the romantic fascination with the inner workings of the human mind. Manzoni's vivid descriptions of the natural world also highlight his deep appreciation for its beauty and power. Manzoni learned from other romantic writers like Sir Walter Scott and Victor Hugo. These authors were pioneers in blending historical events with fictional narratives, creating rich, immersive stories that captivated readers. Manzoni admired their ability to bring history to life and sought to emulate their success in his own works. He liked history just like them, and he used history in his stories to talk about problems people had back then. By weaving historical events into his narratives, Manzoni was able to explore complex social and political issues, shedding light on the struggles and triumphs of ordinary people. His meticulous research and attention to detail added a layer of authenticity to his stories, making them both educational and entertaining. Being part of the Romantic movement helped Manzoni find his own writing style and made him a really important Romantic writer in Italy. His unique voice and perspective set him apart from his contemporaries, earning him a place among the great literary figures of his time. Manzoni's contributions to Italian literature have had a lasting impact, influencing generations of writers and readers. Manzoni knew lots of people, not just writers. He was well connected in various intellectual and artistic circles, which allowed him to exchange ideas and collaborate with other creative minds. These connections enriched his work and broadened his understanding of the world. He was important in Italy, and he was friends with artists, smart people, and politicians. His relationships with influential figures in the arts and politics helped to shape his views and provided him with a platform to share his ideas. Manzoni's ability to bridge different worlds made him a key figure in the cultural and intellectual life of his time. His house was a place where important people met and talked about books, art, and politics. It served as a hub for intellectual exchange and creative collaboration, fostering a vibrant community of thinkers and artists. Manzoni's home was not just a residence, but a symbol of the dynamic and interconnected world of the Romantic era. Section 6. Treasures of the past, artifacts and their tales. The Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni is full of cool things that show you what the author's life and work were like. The museum has lots of Manzoni's stuff, like his furniture, clothes, and even his writing desk. These things connect us to the past and help us imagine what Manzoni did every day. One of the coolest things is Manzoni's handwritten pages. Seeing his notes and changes shows you how he wrote his books. The museum also has letters Manzoni wrote, which show what he thought, who he knew, and what was happening in his time. Everything in the museum tells a story, whether it's a chair, a letter, or a first edition of his book. These things make Manzoni's world real for us so we can feel close to him and understand how brilliant he was. Section 7. Unravelling the enigma mysteries of Manzoni. Even though we know a lot about Alessandro Manzoni, some things about him are still a mystery. These unanswered questions make him even more interesting. One mystery is what inspired The Betrothed. It's a made-up story, but some people think it's based on real events or people. Researchers are still trying to figure out who Renzo and Lucia might have been in real life. Another mystery is about Manzoni's private life. He was a quiet person, and we don't know everything about his relationships and thoughts. These mysteries make him even more fascinating. Section 8. A living legacy. The museum's enduring impact. The Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni isn't just a place with old things, it's an important part of Milan today. The museum has events all year long, like talks, readings and exhibits. These events keep Manzoni's memory alive and introduce him to new people. The museum is also important for the neighborhood. It's a place where people can learn and share ideas. It teaches kids about literature and history. The Casa Museo di Alessandro Manzoni shows how powerful stories can be. It's a place where you can connect with the past, think about today, and get inspired for the future. Whether you love Manzoni already or you're just curious, visiting this amazing museum is something you'll never forget.